Hello Chemical Guys family, and welcome to today's video. Today we'll be showing you guys the difference between a clay block and a clay bar. I'm going to show you guys the difference between them, and of course I'm doing the standard movie introduction where I'm walking closer and closer to the camera just up until I can't get any more closer, and then it just cuts to a cutscene. All right guys, I'm just going to go ahead and point out the elephant in the room. I got a bunch of sweat on my forehead right now because it's hot in here.
Starting with Body Blaster Shower Attachment. Suds yourself with a personal foam cannon straight from your shower head, paired with birthday suit body wash.
All right guys, as mentioned, today we're gonna be going over a different type of clay, which is a synthetic clay block. Now a clay bar, as opposed to a clay block, is a synthetic material. So I'll go ahead and show you guys the differences right now. So I'll pull this one out the packaging just so I can show you guys what this looks like. And what you're gonna be greeted to is this giant kind of sponge wrapped in this little plastic sheet. And as you can see, the clay bar is a rubberized synthetic material that covers one side of the sponge right here. I'm gonna give you a 360 right now. As you can see, this is the clay bar side, and around it is this beautiful dense foam that you can actually grab with your hands, making it easy for you to maneuver around your vehicle. That way you're not kind of greeted with this tiny little clay bar. Especially if you're new to clay barring, it can be difficult and intricate to mess with, especially if it's your first time clay barring. What's gonna end up happening is you're probably gonna drop it, and as you guys know, when you drop a clay bar, you gotta toss it out and get a fresh piece. But with the synthetic clay block, all you have to do is rinse it off, dry it off, and you can continue using it just like that. All right, so now that I've shown you guys what a clay block is, now I'm gonna show you guys what a clay bar is. So I'm gonna open up the packaging here. Now, one thing I do wanna mention real quick is that this is our medium grade clay bar. One thing I did forget to mention is that with the clay block, it does serve as a light, medium, and heavy duty clay bar, as opposed to this one, which is only a medium duty. So I'm gonna go ahead and take it out the packaging. Now, just keep in mind, guys, this is not the full size of the clay bar. This one's already been used around the shop, but this is a fresh piece. I'm gonna go ahead and take it out the plastic sleeves. And then I'm gonna put them back inside the packaging here. And this right here is your clay bar. So as you can see and hear, it's very, very sticky, and you can actually maneuver it around like it's like a little piece of putty. So with the clay bar, it is more sticky and it is more tangible, I guess. So you can kind of morph it around a little bit easier than the sponge. But as mentioned, there are pros and cons to using clay bar, such as if I were to drop this, unfortunately, I have to toss this out because right now I just picked up a ton of micro abrasives like dust, debris, little pebbles, rocks, whatever it is. And if I start using that on my paint, it's gonna start scratching it up. So we're gonna get rid of that. And we're gonna grab our clay block, and now I'm gonna show you guys how to use it because I know I can talk a lot, so let's just go ahead and cut into the action. Let's go ahead and grab our clay luber, and let's get to claying. All right, guys, now one thing before we get into the action is I just wanna explain to you guys what a clay bar is and what it does. Now, a clay bar removes embedded contamination from your paint. So if you're ever in this scenario like myself, where I just finished washing this car, we dried it, we pulled it inside, but when we go and feel the paint, it sounds very, very rough. It almost sounds like sandpaper. Your paint should not sound rough. To be honest, your paint should sound like your phone screen, smooth and no sound at all. So if your paint sounds raspy, then that's just a clear indication that you need a clay bar to remove all the embedded contamination. All right, guys, so now I'm gonna grab my bottle of clay luber and my synthetic clay block. Now, one thing I do wanna mention is that this process is probably the easiest thing that anyone can do to detail their own car. So if you're a beginner, trust me, don't worry about it, don't stress it. This is not hard. I'm gonna show you just how easy it is. So all you have to do is start off with a clean surface. So wash your car or wipe down the surface with a quick detail spray or waterless wash. Second, you're gonna grab your bottle of clay luber and you're gonna spray directly onto the surface. And don't be stingy with the lube, guys. The more, the better. And then what you're also gonna do is spray some directly onto the block itself. And then when it comes to clay barring, all you have to do is move the clay bar left and right like I'm doing right now. Now, one thing you'll notice or one thing you'll feel as soon as you begin is that it almost kind of feels like you're scratching the surface because it feels like you're kind of scrubbing something rough on the paint. But don't get it confused because that rough stuff that's on the paint is actually embedded contamination. So what's gonna end up happening is as you glide the clay block left and right, up and down, never do any kind of circular motions because if something gets caught on the clay block, then you are gonna be doing swirl marks. So anytime it comes to clay barring or wiping your vehicle, always stick to straight motions. That way nothing scratches. But once you go ahead and continue doing this process, after a little while in the little 2x2 section that you're doing, it's gonna feel very, very smooth. And then once it feels smooth, that's just letting you know that your job is done. You can put the clay block and the clay luber to the side, grab yourself a fresh microfiber towel and wipe off the excess of the clay luber. And then once you do that, you can go ahead and feel the paint afterwards to inspect your work. And if it's glass smooth, continue with the next panel or the next section. But if you feel the paint and it's still a little bit rough, that's just letting you know that you still have some embedded contamination and you still have a little bit more work to do. So just go back in there, spray some more clay luber, give it a good old up, down, left, and right, and you're good to go. All right, guys, so we just finished clay barring this little section of the hood. Now, one thing I did want to mention is you're done. That's right. Just like that, you finished clay barring your vehicle, but all you have to do now is just repeat the process all throughout the rest of the vehicle. So finish the hood, finish the fenders, the doors, the roof, the trunk, whatever it is. The cool thing about clay barring and clay blocking is that you can use it on anything that's smooth and glossy. So you can use it on your paint, on your glass, on your chrome, on your wheels, on your headlights, your tail lights, your metal, you name it. If it's supposed to be smooth and glossy, use the clay bar to get it back to its original condition. And another thing I did want to point out is earlier I did mention that we had a medium duty clay bar and this clay block serves as all three. Now, whenever it comes to choosing the right clay bar, there are some scenarios where using a clay bar might be better than a clay block, such as if your car is super old, it's never been clay barred before, then I would highly recommend that you go with the heavy duty clay bar, just because that's a lot more sticky and it's prone to pick up more embedded contamination versus something like the clay block, which yes, it does work great for heavier contamination, but if it's really that bad, trust me, you'll have a much better time with the clay bar than the clay block just because how easy and maneuverable it is. Now, another thing about that is that this right here, when it comes to moving around the vehicle, as you can see, it's flat. So it's gonna work out great for all the flat surfaces like the hood, the door panels, the glass, stuff like that. But what happens when you come to intricate areas like your door handles or cars that have a lot of curvature, stuff like that, then you're gonna wanna go ahead and use the clay bar because like I mentioned earlier, it's more maneuverable. You can mold it to fit the exact surface that you're working on, making it a lot easier for you to get into all those nooks and crannies. All right, guys, so as mentioned, you can also do the windshield or the glass, so you can spray directly onto the surface, get your clay block, and then simply just glide it left and right. Now, the reason that you want to clay bar your glass is for more clarity. So what ends up happening is just like on your paint, you get that embedded contamination, and over time, that embedded contamination can actually kind of, disrupt your visibility when it comes to your glass and your windshield more specifically. Clay barring your glass is not just to remove the embedded contamination, it's also to get your surface ready for the next step, which is applying a protectant. Now, whenever it comes to applying a wax, a sealant, a ceramic coating, this is a process that you most definitely want to do because if you apply a protectant onto a surface that is contaminated, trust me, it's not gonna last very long and it's not gonna look very great. So this right here is a key essential thing that you need to do before you apply any kind of protectants, especially on your glass or on your paint. In the glass, in this case, I would probably use a ceramic coating like HydroView after cleaning it to ensure that I have the maximum clarity possible. And that way, no contamination can stick to my glass. That way, it keeps it cleaner for longer. When it comes to the paint, you want to make sure that you clay bar it before you apply protectant because that embedded contamination can act as a layer that's on your paint. So just imagine, you think that you're applying your wax or your sealant direct to your paint, when in reality, you're applying it to that layer of contamination over your paint. So that's why your ceramic coating or your wax isn't lasting you as long as you want it to because it's not properly bonded to the surface, it's bonded to that layer of contamination that's on the surface. All right, guys, and same thing. All you have to do now is just grab a microfiber towel and wipe off the excess from the glass or your paint or whatever other surface that you're cleaning. And as mentioned, guys, with the clay block, you can actually drop it on the floor and just clean it out like so. I ain't gonna lie, that kind of hurt to do. But you guys get the point. If you guys do happen to drop your clay block, what you can do is grab your bottle of clay luber or water, just spray directly onto the surface of the clay block, grab a microfiber towel, and then just simply wipe off any kind of residue that may be on there. But generally speaking, with this rubberized synthetic material, it's not like a putty kind of finish, so it's not gonna absorb the fine contaminants. It's actually just gonna stay on the surface and you just basically clean it right off and your clay block is ready to use all over again. All right, guys, and for my next trick, I'm gonna need a volunteer. Hey, you cameraman, can you help me out? Yeah, you. Come on, come over here, come over here. Come over here, don't be shy. All right, I want you to do something for me. I want you to go ahead and just feel this paint for me. Do it. Is that smooth? No, all right. So look, we're gonna go ahead and change that right now. Now, it wouldn't be a Chemical Guys video without a good old-fashioned blue tape special. So that's what we're gonna go ahead and do right now. So as you guys saw, the cameraman touched the finish of the paint. and it sounded like sandpaper, but we're gonna go ahead and change that real quick. So we're gonna grab our bottle of clay luber and our clay block, and we're gonna do the exact same process. We're gonna spray this directly onto the surface, and we're just gonna go ahead and spray onto the clay block and glide it left and right until glass smooth. Now, one of the coolest things to me about the clay block is its durability. So I know for a lot of you guys out there that have used a clay bar in the past before, when it comes to using a clay bar, it really depends on how many cars you can get out of it, just because there's so many different factors, right? The level of contamination that's on the paintwork, how much of the clay bar that you have, whether you drop it or not. So those all play a factor. Truthfully, with one clay bar, I've been lucky to get about 5 to 10 cars, but with the clay block, you can easily get 20 to 30 plus cars just with one block. So that's the cool thing about this clay block, is that it's extremely durable. And as I mentioned before, it works as a light, a medium, and a heavy duty clay bar all in one. So now we're gonna grab our cameraman and have him feel the difference between a decontaminated versus a contaminated sounds like. So as you guys can hear, nothing, right? What about this side? Ooh, that thing sounded like your elbows, my guy. But as you guys can hear, one side is decontaminated. It's nice and glass smooth. It even feels glass smooth versus this side that we haven't touched. It's still raspy. It's still rough. It doesn't feel good. And this is not how you want your paint to look or sound like. All right, guys, so we're all done using the clay block. Now it's time to talk about storage. So all you have to do to store this product is simply wipe the clay block clean. And if you can, I would say just let it air dry outside for a couple of hours. That way it doesn't get any mold, but just go ahead and let it air dry outside. Go ahead and wrap that plastic right around it, put it back to the packaging, and now it's ready again for its next use. All right, so now we're gonna talk about some other things like what do you do after you finish clay barring and how many times should you clay bar your vehicle. So after you finish clay barring your vehicle, you should always apply some form of protectant, whether it be a wax, a sealant, or a ceramic coating. In today's video, we're gonna be applying a good old-fashioned butter wet wax. So we're just gonna grab a microfiber applicator, we're gonna open up the spout, we're gonna apply a couple drops and work it in. Now, right now is the perfect time to apply protectant to your vehicle because it's clean and it's decontaminated. So there's nothing in the pores of the paintwork. So right now when you apply a wax, a sealant, or a ceramic coating, it's gonna adhere directly to the vehicle's paintwork as opposed to that layer of contamination that I mentioned earlier. And one thing you will find too is that the application process is much smoother because there's nothing that's like contamination-wise on the paint that's gonna make it more rough or more difficult for you to apply it on there. So it just applies like butter, especially when you're applying butter wet wax. Now, one thing that I did want to mention is how many times you should be clay barring your car. Now, clay barring your car is not something that you want to do every single wash just because you don't need to. If you want to, by all means, knock yourself out, but you don't have to. I would recommend to try to do it at least once every 2 to 3 or even 4 months, depending on where you live at. If you live in an industrial area, you are going to be getting more industrial fallout, rail dust and stuff like that. So you may want to clay bar your car more often, but if you live in an area where it's not too bad, you don't have too much pollution or contamination landing on your vehicle, then you should be good to go. So general rule of thumb, 3 to 4 months. If it has heavy contamination or maybe you wash your car one day and you feel your paint and you feel contamination, then you can go ahead and clay bar it. Some things that you may run into that don't necessarily have to be in better contamination could be things like overspray, especially if you live near a body shop, or let's just say, for example, your neighbors, they're spray painting their home, or even you have a neighbor that's spray painting something. That stuff tends to bond to your paintwork and it can make it sound and feel rough, which in case you have the clay bar to go ahead and just easily remove it. But in this case, I'm all done applying the wax. It's already dried up. I'm just wiping off the residue. And just like that, that was a good old-fashioned clay and wax. As you guys saw, it wasn't very difficult, it wasn't very hard. It's just a matter of having a clean car and the right products and you're all good to go. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give us a huge thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. And if you guys want to pick up your clay block, butter wet wax, or clay luber, you can pick them all up on our website, chemicalguys.com, or at your local detail garage store. As always, my name is Joey. This is Chemical Guys. We'll see you next time.